What in the world? Oh my goodness. I forgot.
So we're working through today, upper body, but first we're going to do our warm-ups. As we're getting higher in our weight here, as we're going, that I'm finding my shoulders and stuff are starting to hurt. So, yeah. All right.
I love you.
Oh, you too. All right, so we're going through the back prep right now. We're going to start with our curl ups. McGill Big 3. So if you guys haven't seen these before, basic idea of the curl ups, you're going to interlace your hands behind your back, behind your lower back. You have one leg down, one leg up. Be supported. You're just starting to strengthen the core. So I shake like crazy when I do these, but the whole point, just the McGill Big 3, is just spine health, core health, and stability. And alternate legs, same thing, keeping those elbows up off the ground. Nice curvature in the back. Flatten out the lower back, which helps. It helps keep natural curvature, but you're able to flex, tighten the core. You see the shake. Lets you know that the core is activating. 3 seconds, 3 seconds. You don't want to be straining your neck, so your neck should feel relatively loose. All right, it's 8. So next on the McGill Big 3 is the plank, 30 to 45 seconds, or side plank, sorry, 30 to 45 seconds. We're just gonna start our timer here.
Excuse me. Did you hear my burp?
I did. You said excuse me, good manners.
But I'm sorry for burping really loud. The burp was very disgusting.
Just working on some side planks here. This is just warm-ups. We're gonna be in upper body shortly. We're just working on our warm-ups here. McGill Big 3. Just to keep the lower back healthy. I have that piriformis issue that keeps popping up, where my lower back gets extremely inflamed. And I was away for work last week or the other week, and sorry. And pulling my luggage actually strained my lower back a little bit again. So I'm trying not to miss anything, trying to keep the workouts going and everything good. So working on another side plank here, opposite side, 30 to 45 seconds. Just the McGill Big 3 warm up. Nope. I'm gonna need the bench today, dear. My daughter's down here with me, so if you guys hear a little chatting, that's my my big girl who's down here with me. No, baby. Okay, we're gonna go into bird dogs, 6 per side. So you guys haven't seen bird dogs before. McGill Big 3, pretty easy circuit to get started and get warmed up.
Why? Oh.
Aria, what's up? Angry face, interesting. Angry face, angry throw up. Cool. All right, shoulder prep. Band external rotations, so pretty easy. So banded external rotations is the second exercise here. Pretty straightforward. Interesting. I wonder what that person means by the angry faces with the throw-ups. Interested. Interesting that they would say that and then leave. Gutless. But this is the internet and social media nowadays, right? Lauren, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? I am amazing, thank you for asking. Except for this, like, Aria person who joined in. I wonder what she's on about, but I appreciate you being here. How are you? How's your Tuesday going? Came back from school. So you're in school and watching my stream. Might be a little out of your age range there. Unless you mean like university or something, but whatever. No judgment. Appreciate you being here either way. And I hope you find some of what I talk about useful.
You see that?
We're just trying to build a community here anyway, so. Let's do some external rotations here. Good, my day was great actually. It's even better now that I'm getting a bit of a workout in. Oh, you subscribed, thank you. Yeah, I subscribed back to people who subscribe to me. That's kind of how I build this community here. Or I'm hoping to build this community out. Just a bunch of people who are interested in health and fitness and mental health and being happy and okay, and that's kind of what I'm trying to build here.
Hello.
Hello, dear. You don't have a channel? That's okay. All right, so we're doing 2 of 12 to 15. Hmm?
FG. A bad word.
No, it says. So again, just warming up the shoulders here.
It says foot. I cannot see it.
Well, then you have to move, Ari. I'm sorry, honey. You can't be yelling when we're down here doing this, okay?
Well, I could still not see if I even move.
I understand, honey. So we're just doing I'm here idle in case you didn't know. I appreciate it. Are you talking about Superman or me specifically? I don't know why I'd be anyone's idol. I'm just a guy trying to be a good dad and get fit, stay fit for my family.
There's a my donut on the ground.
Don't eat it anymore then, please. But I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. My favorite color is red.
And yellow and blue.
Red and yellow and blue, yeah, but red and blue mainly. And yellow is just kind of like if I had to pick a third color. coincidentally the Superman colors, but red is my favorite and has always been my favorite.
That's right.
Stop it. You're doing it on purpose now, Ari. What do you say? Proper manners, please. Okay. You're doing it on purpose now to make noise intentionally, Ari. I can tell when you have a regular burp and when you have that burp. Sorry, my daughter is excited to be down here while I'm streaming. She likes to try to make excess noise and stuff. Well, that's okay. I like her being here with me, right?
Right.
All right, so that's 12. You not Superman? End of Beginning by Dijo. Okay, well, I talk a lot about music actually on my streams normally. Right now, my favorite song is probably Dayseeker. Crawl Back in My Coffin is probably my favorite song right now.
What about coffee?
No. So here, we're doing scapular retractions in case you haven't seen them before. Whole point is just to push our shoulder blades out.
Sounds like, what is that red dot?
All right, so that's enough of a warm-up. I think I feel pretty good. Hi, Caliber. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, I had to come on here live because Twitch wasn't working for me. I kept freezing up. So I don't know what was up with that, but
What?
here I am, ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna move into a neutral grip chest press. You're gonna have to move back here, sweetie. That's why I say you're gonna have to move back, please. My daughter's down here with me, High Caliber, doing watching me get the workout in for today, but
Fat cat.
notifications. Yeah, I don't know. It was just today. Like, so I've been moving back and forth, doing like one workout here, one workout there, trying to find the, I don't know, where's the best place to be. But yeah, I don't know what was going on today. Every time I tried to start my stream, it was just a freeze frame. Pardon me? Not with your chair, honey. You can go back up though.
I want to go up with my...
You can't take the chair up, honey. No, it doesn't belong upstairs. Thank you though for listening. Yeah, so it wasn't, yeah, it would just be stuck in a freeze frame every time I tried to start my stream. Don't really know what's up. Hey, daddy daughter. She says, hi, daddy daughter. You say hi?
Hi!
She's just sitting watching. I don't know if you can see the TV I have in the background there. She likes to watch silly cat videos.
But I cannot see it.
You can't right now. I'm going to lay down to do my presses and you'll be able to see fine, okay? I'm sorry that you can't for a second. Let daddy just get started here. All right, so this is first set after the shoulder warm up. We're just doing a neutral grip press here just because this shoulder has been bothering me. This is at 75 pounds a side.
Oh, wait. Oh, crash.
So I thought I'd try one flat, but it was still pretty uncomfortable. So for anybody who's doing, sorry, there's a way to stream live on all socials at the same time, but I haven't dug into it yet. Yeah, so I found a few different things, but everything seems to cost like a pretty good chunk of money. That if I'm not making anything from streaming yet, I don't really know if I'd invest like $350, $380 a year just to stream on multiple platforms yet. We'll see. But yeah, I'm still looking for myself. So if you find anything, please let me know because I'd like to stream on multiple. Oh no, honey, what happened? Did you fall in school? Are you okay?
Yes.
Hey, well, bath night tonight, so we'll clean it up and put a Band-Aid on, okay? So yeah, weird. Favorite show? Ooh, that's a good question. Favorite show? It's a really good question. I don't know. I don't watch a ton of TV. I usually just kind of put stuff on in the background. I always go back to obviously Smallville, big Superman fan. I've rewatched it like a dozen times. Stranger Things, okay. Stranger Things is good. I've watched that with my wife. Yes, dear.
Can I watch Rainbow Cake?
No, baby, I want you to finish this video. I can't keep changing around while I'm in the middle of the workout, okay, hon? I understand, honey. So yeah, so don't watch a ton of TV, but we're live. Yes, Jackner, we are live. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you being so supportive. I try to be as supportive as you as I can every time I see something I like and talk. Favorite book? Okay, so this is a good one. I have two. My number one kind of like favorite book that I've gone back to and read multiple times is A Rose Through Concrete, which is just a bunch of poetry from Tupac Shakur, his old like poetry books as he was growing up. I don't know, I'm just a bit of a poetry fan. I got a couple books like that. And one book I always find myself going back to, it's more of like an exercise book, but it's really great, is called Mind Over Mood. If you guys are ever kind of going through something in life, or you want to approach mental health and well-being without the associated costs of like therapy and stuff like that, it's basically cognitive behavioral therapy in a book. So yeah, so we're gonna go to our first work session here. Yeah, it's great. You can get it on Amazon fairly cheap, and I find myself coming back to that often. So it's the first working set. And if you're ever having I was going to talk about this. You guys probably saw me put it on a light incline. If you're ever having some shoulder pain, a light incline can kind of help with that frontal shoulder pain there. So neutral grip as well. We're under our next set here. Ooh, neutral grip. When I'm done this set, babe.
That's it. Oh, it's okay.
So 10 there, not bad. Pretty straightforward and easy, but what's... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go up to 75 aside there. Yeah, so that's a good one. Reading, listening through 40 books this year. Outlive is a good one too. You'd probably appreciate Outlive. That's probably one of the more recent ones that I've read that I like a lot. Favorite character is Eddie. Yeah, of course, man. Just appreciate the support, always. Eddie's cool, yeah. No, baby, just use those sheets. Just turn them over and use the sheets, please. Just got me that for Christmas. Outlive, oh yeah, it's great. It's a really good book. A lot of good information. There's points where it gets a little dry, but it's, yeah, for the most part, it's really good. Another good one is if you like poetry. Oh, do I have it down here? I find myself going back to it. It's an older book. It's called Wailea Falls. It's, funny enough, my wife, when she was in school, she got it from, she was doing an African-American studies course. My wife's Filipino. She was just doing like African-American studies, but like writing. How many sets per exercise do you train to failure? Yeah, so sets, I typically do about 3 working sets and anywhere between 2 to 4 warm-up sets, depending. I do typically train to failure depending on what I'm doing. Right now I'm going for hypertrophy, so I'm like 1 to 3 reps to from failure, so 1 to 3 RM. And yeah, and usually I'll take my last set closer to 0, so like closer to failure with my last set. I'm dealing with a little bit of, so I've been pushing myself pretty hard, so I've been dealing with a little bit of like kind of shoulder impingement here through the front of my right shoulder and a little bit of knee pain. So it's hard for me to take a little bit longer rest. Streaming has actually been helping me with that, because I stream, I talk to you guys a little bit, and it helps force me to take a bit more. But useless degree. Yeah, no, so up in Canada, I don't know, Gabriel, are you in Canada or US? But in Canada, she didn't take an entire degree in African American studies. She took a course in African American writing.
Look that up.
So her degree is an English major. Nice, babe. As an English major with a tech and marketing bias. And she uses it it's quite a useful degree. She works quite extensively in that field. But part of the writing, or the English part of it, was to get different aspects of writers and whatever. And so she worked and she chose this African American studies, African American in writing studies. And there's this book called Wailea Falls. And it's poetry from an African American writer. It's old. It's like kind of turn of the century, just after slavery type deal. But all of his poems are reminiscing on his youth and growing up in a small area called Wailea. And it's, yeah, it's beautiful. So a lot of the poems are some of the most beautiful poems I've ever read, to be honest. Two sets per exercise on average. 3 sets. Yeah, 100%. I agree. So starting out, 3 sets could be a lot for a lot of people. I've been training now, so I've been in fitness and health like 20 some odd years. So I've definitely worked my way up here, and I'm kind of in that state now where I don't feel the need to be constantly switching. So 3 sets is where I find 3 hard sets after like a good kind of slow controlled warm up is where I find I feel the best. Like this will be my 3rd set right here. But yeah, 3 sets I find feels the best for me. So I try to stick around there. And again, this one will be pretty close to failure. This is 80 aside.
Can I go upstairs, please?
You can, but not with those markers. Because those are permanent markers, dear. And they can't be around your baby sister. But you can go up.
Look under a big.
Thank you. Love you. Sorry. That's more like it. Wife works in digital marketing. Yeah, so my wife works in marketing for a big finance firm, so. Sorry, yeah, I go pretty, like that was pretty much failure. There's no way I would have gotten 11th rep there. Don't have great endurance. Yeah, so, well, it depends on like what you consider endurance, right? Like me, I could sit in the gym and I could lift for like 2-3 hours if you let me. But you tell me to run 10K? No. Anything over 5K? Not happening. 5K is about my max. Not that I can't. I have run 10K. Like I grew up playing football and rugby. I can run for an hour straight in a game of rugby. But if you were told me that I had to just like run for the sake of running, I'd rather play dodgeball in traffic than anything else than do that. Okay. Chest supported rows. Yeah, I don't, to me, I don't find cardio fun. I admire people that do, but me personally, I don't find cardio the most fun. What's going on? I'm sorry, I can't read that. I know it's in, I think, Greek. I can't read it, but is that in Greek? If you understand what I'm saying, please let me know. I'd love to. Is there another name I could call you? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody being here. Again, this is whole point of what I'm trying to do here with Baddie Daddy is just build a community and do away with a lot of fitness and health myths. Defluence, so to speak. I've been in the industry, or I've been in fitness and health. I'm a certified trainer, certified nutritionist. Been doing it for over 20 years. So yeah, if I can even help just one person kind of make sense of the nonsense that's out there, I'm happy. So Gabriel, what kind of marketing is your wife in? Love to hear. And Jack Nerd, what are you working on right now? What's the focus of your program right now? Are you trying to gain some muscle mass? You trying to, what's the focus? Sorry, I'm just gonna write down. I'm a big believer in logbooks. If you guys don't have a logbook in your training, it's the first thing you need to do. Yeah, sorry, Jack. Yeah, I know. I just wondering what your training is looking like right now. What are you trying to achieve? What's the outcome you're training for? Just get as jacked as possible. Max out muscle growth. Yeah, so hypertrophy. Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like your setup's good. Like you're working within the appropriate rep range, right? Like basically anything 1 to 3 from failure is good. That's where all the hypertrophy happens. Are you just starting out, or have you been on your path for a while? See if I can give you some tips and tricks out of 20 years from my old man brain. 5 to 12, 1 to 2 PR. Yep, that's good, man. Hello from Sterling. Hey, how you doing? I'm in Toronto, Canada. I get crushed with snow. Been doing this over a year. Over a year, nice, man. So you're in it for a bit, yeah. So it sounds like you've been getting the right info. That's like the perfect kind of rep ranges. Slow and controlled overweight, always. If I can offer any kind of tidbit, which I'm sure you already know because you know the proper rep ranges. Oh, that's 50 in there. 3 to 4. Minor wrist injuries last year. Yeah, see, that's the trouble when you kind of get started out again on a path, because even now, that's like my shoulder and my knee injury thing, is you're always going to run into those sort of little things. You've obviously been doing the right stuff by not letting it stop you. Because I find anytime you're on like a hypertrophy journey where you're trying to gain some lean muscle mass, you're pushing your limits, right? You're pushing your boundaries. And sometimes I think that's one of the things that kind of breaks out the people that succeed versus the people that don't. And it's, can you deal with those little strains and pains that come with it, right? A lot of times people can't, right? And they just pull the chute and they're like, oh, my wrist hurts, so I'm just not going to train for 2 weeks. And then the habit's gone and whatever, right? So good on you, man, for staying with it. One of the most important things you can do for yourself and your goal is just to keep focused, keep driving, keep on it. Sorry, I'm just catching my breath here. But yeah, 100%. Glad you're here with me. If there's anything you need help with, like, so I'm not one of those guys, I'm sure you see enough of guys on here selling coaching and selling all that stuff. It's not what I do. I have a day job. I'm just here trying to help people as much as I can. So if you have any stuff you want to bounce off me, man, feel free to just hit me up in the DM, ask any questions you have, and I'll give you my honest answer, whether it's supplementation, nutrition, yeah, basically anything you need to know. I am here for it and I'm here to help. So please let me know. Mental health too. I think one of the biggest, most overlooked things of the fitness game is how important mental health and your mental well-being is to being successful in this long term. So, okay, so set 1 was pretty easy, slow and controlled 60 pounds per side. So 120 for 15. We're gonna bump up to 70 a side. See how we do. 3 or 4 minor wrist injuries. At least they're minor too, like that's good. Yeah, man, how do you feel so far? Do you feel like everything's been going well for you? Do you feel like you've hit any roadblocks, anything I might be able to help you out with? What do you do for supplementation, if you don't mind me asking? Or nutrition, I'd love to. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining the reel. Appreciate you. If you guys don't mind subscribing to the channel, I have a bunch of long form videos, shorts. I'm gonna be putting up tons more just on fitness and health tips, mental health tips. And yeah, I'll be on here or on Twitch 5-ish days a week with my training. I'm still on the fence. Sometimes every once in a while I do cardio 2 to 3 times a week. And I haven't been always streaming it because when I do, I only get a few people and I feel like it's kind of boring. But I've had a few of my regulars stop in and tell me that they enjoy it. So I might keep it up. So we'll stay at 70 aside. That was a good weight. The real B-Bendum. Thanks for joining. Hope you guys can subscribe. Any who aren't subscribed, please do. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here. Jack Nerd, are you still with me there? If you are, yeah, I would love to just talk through supplementation with you there, if you're interested. Or I'd love to find out more about why you consider yourself a nerd. If you're still there. Jack Nerd, if you're still there, yeah. I don't know, would love to hear what you're doing for supplementation or why you consider yourself a nerd. I myself am a gigantic nerd, so depending on your nerdy pursuits, I'd love to chat it up with you. Gotta hop off, but have a great rest of your workout. Yeah, I would love to collaborate. That'd be amazing. Yeah, you too, if you're having a good workout. Hope you have a great one. I really appreciate you being on here, sending lots of love from snowy Canada. We got crushed in that snowstorm, but hope you guys are doing well. Oh, sorry, my back is feeling like a crazy pump right now. All right, so we're gonna get into our last working set of chest supported rows. Again, a little bit of a neutral grip for the shoulder. Just really focusing on getting good solid contractions all the way through. Okay. Oh, that's it. Back is toast. Do I do trap shrugs? I do, yeah. Typically, funny enough, I include them like on an every other week kind of scale, because I find when I'm doing them continuously a lot, I get a bunch of headaches when I do them too much, and I haven't quite found the right frequency with them. So when I'm in a hypertrophy phase like I am right now, trying to gain mass, on days I have a supported row like this, or a face pull, I won't. And on days where I don't have face pulls or a chest supported row, then I'll do just a focused shrug. Usually they come like they start, like I'll notice my neck feels tense, like when I'm trying to like turn my head, like the old like Batman turn. And then, yeah, and then they just kind of like work their way up and around. And they're kind of like those cluster headaches, like the normal just tension headaches that you get kind of on the side. So stay warm. Yeah, you too, High Caliber, stay warm. That's the name of the game right now. So yeah, they start kind of as tension in the neck, and then move neck and shoulders, and they move to cluster headaches. And usually it's because, for me, I feel like I'm probably either overdoing the cluster of muscles like related to that area, or I don't really have a good gauge for intensity. Like I'll just push myself till they feel like maxed out, and then then they're not in a good place. As you mentioned, like going too hard is sometimes half the battle, right? Like trying to not go too hard. So I don't have a dedicated lat pull down, so you guys are gonna see an interesting version of a lat pull down right now. It's basically the same thing, but just seated on the ground. I don't have the same support holding me down, but still works well. Yeah. What do you do for supplementation, if you don't mind me asking, Jack Nerd? Or do you supplement? Do you just eat? What's the... couple of things. Are you on like, I would assume like a protein, creatine, maybe glutamine? The usual. If you're comfortable talking about it. If you're not, you don't have to tell me. Creatine, magnesium, glycinate, fish oil, multivitamin. Good calls. All pretty good calls. Yep. Nice. No notes. Just trying to see if there's a way I can offer some help in there to you, because I appreciate all the support you give me, and if I can help anyway. Yeah, like me, my top three are always, number one is always a good whey protein, or a good protein. Doesn't have to be whey, but a good protein. supplement. Number 2 is creatine, far and away from everything else. And then number 3, 80 to 90. So that's one you might be able to bump up a bit depending on what you believe. So I've always found the best results, 0.7 to 1 gram, but I always have defaulted to keeping people closer to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you want to be. So say you want to be 200, then you'd want to eat 200 grams, sorry, as just like a example. And that's why I recommend protein as the number 1, because it is difficult for the average person to get, 200 grams of protein in a day. Most people drastically undereat protein. People think that it's because they overeat carbs is the main reason why a lot of people are fat or a lot of people are out of shape. And I don't agree with that. I think it's mostly a mix of underactivity and just overconsumption in general, and they probably don't get enough protein to support their metabolism. Pretty easy, 15. Eat around 190 to 110 grams a day. Okay. Yeah, and if that's, so yeah, to me, the biggest thing with like fitness in general, I talk about it a lot, actually. I wish I could snip this and put it up. I've tried, but my snipping is like terrible. Yeah, the biggest thing with like affecting change in fitness is like, number 1, far and away, is tracking your nutrition, like tracking your macros and making sure you have the right amounts of everything. So the way people like, I always say that nutrition is simple. Like the theory behind it is simple, but it's not easy in practice. So the theory is, or not the theory, the scientific, there's no other way to do it. Your weight is determined by your calories in versus your calories out. No matter what you do, your weight will always be determined by that. So if you eat less calories than you put out, you're going to lose weight. If you eat more calories than you put out, you're going to gain weight. And then, so that's just your weight. Weight doesn't matter about your body composition, right? Your body composition is dictated by your macronutrients. So that's where I say, like, if you have a goal of being more muscular or like lean fit, you want to make sure you're having at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you want to be, lean mass that you want to be. And then finally, the way you feel is your micronutrients. It's the way you feel and perform. And that's usually like where I would say like multivitamins great, and magnesium, fish oil, all those are great. Oh yeah, some people, yeah. It's because the effect of carbs, right? So like when you take carbs out, like carbs help your body store glycogen. That glycogen stores as energy and as excess water, right? So when you eat enough carbs, you do gain some form of water or like thickness. And that's how you look more muscular. And when you take that away and you stop eating carbs, you have this dump of like fluid where it stores all your glycogen, right? Because it has to come from somewhere. So it just takes it from that water and you dump this body water that's surrounding your muscles. And people see that and they're like, oh, I just lost like 10 pounds in like a week. You didn't, you just lost 10 pounds of water and now you're going to completely plateau. Your performance is going to go terrible and your hunger hormones and hunger signaling is going to be all over the place. So yeah, my thing is I tell all my people that I work with, I'm like, the very first thing we ought to do is get you at 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you want to be, and 0.3 grams per pound of body weight and fat. And then the carbs just sort themselves out. The carbs just fill in the rest of your calories, right? And the reason fat's important is fat is your hormone regulator, right? If you're not eating enough fat, that's one thing to me that a lot of people on their fitness journey, they cut out way too quick. They cut out all their like dietary fat because they're like, you know, the old school thing of like doctors telling people that egg yolks are bad for them or bad cholesterol, when it's like some of the best cholesterol you can have and healthiest fats you can get. And we need fat to regulate our hormones and all the systems that work that keep our hormones balanced and regulated. Oh my God, dying. But yeah, it's super important. Yeah, fat and cholesterol is insanely good for testosterone, right? If you eat too low cholesterol, you're actually not, because testosterone, your free testosterone binds to cholesterol molecules, and that's how your body makes a bioavailable testosterone, right? So if you're not eating decent enough amounts of good cholesterol, you're going to be, yeah. Weight loss is separate from fat loss. Exactly. Yeah. So that's a big one. Like whenever I start dealing with clients and I tell them, like as an example, I have a client of mine who has PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. So it's like an issue in females to do with their ovaries, and usually means their hormones are off. And you have a harder time losing weight, but it doesn't. And she came to me, she's like, I never lose weight. I've worked with a bunch of trainers and stuff like that. And I was talking to her and I'm like, well, the science is the same whether you have PCOS or not. And she's getting kind of frustrated. She's like, that's not true. I've had it and I've been working with all these people and this is what they tell me. And it hasn't been working and I haven't been losing weight. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm always going to shoot you straight. That's just the type of person I am. And I wasn't charging her any money to help her. I was just helping her. And I proved it to her. I'm like, my thing is, so there's aspects of weight loss, like weight loss in general, that just make it harder for you because your hunger signaling is going to be all over the place if your hormones aren't balanced, right? So and your sleep and all that stuff, your willingness to work out at a regular clip, all that stuff. Sorry. So she finally like heard me out and we set her up on a plan, like taking it in small bites. And she lost like 15 pounds in the first, I think it was like 8 weeks or 9 weeks. And she was amazed. It was like the quickest and most she'd ever lost. And I was like, yeah, because same thing. I said the exact same thing to her. I'm like, fat loss and weight loss are two different things. If you want to lose weight, I can easily get you to lose weight. I can just say like, okay, eat 1,000 calories a day and just don't put another thing in your body and walk a bunch. Anybody can do that, but it's not going to be just, most people when they say they want to lose weight, what they really mean is they want to get like fitter. They want a better body composition, right? And just weight loss is the first thing that comes to mind for most people. What they really want is just a leaner, fitter physique. And they could care less. Like if I told you, the way I always ask guys is like, what if I told you you looked like give me an example of a starlet or a star that you wanna. So sad that fitness industry ignores that and spews out the BS. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I kind of started Baddiedaddies in general, is to help people make sense of the nonsense that's out there. One of my favorite things to do with like people I'm helping is I'll say like, give me an example of the exact body you want. Like take a picture from a magazine, whatever. And they'll bring me like, you know, I don't know, some starlet like Scarlett Johansson or whatever. And I'm like, okay, what if I told you that your scale is going to tell you you weigh 250 pounds, but you're going to look exactly like her? Like you'd look exactly like her. No difference whatsoever, just your face, her body. How would you feel? I'm like, well, I don't care. I'm like, okay, so you don't care about weight loss. You care about how you look, right? Like, that's the thing. It's a mix of our like, our health system, like North America's health system, and kind of the whole, yeah, like social media wellness arena in general, right? Because our health system tells us like, oh, BMI, you're 6'1", you have to weigh 185 pounds to be the right BMI. I haven't weighed 185 pounds since I was in like grade 8. Crazy. Yeah, I should, I had this my favorite story to tell is when my wife and I first met. She has family down in California, and we were going down to see Coachella. It was the year of the Tupac hologram. Anyway, we were going down there, and I had dieted down before we left, so I was like shredded, full 6-pack, like literally contest shredded. Looked amazing. Contest shredded, full 6-pack, just lean, veins popping. And I hadn't been to my doctor in a while, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get a physical before we go, whatever, just to make sure I'm good. And I go in, I sit down, and I'm like probably weighing 200 and, let's call it like 202 pounds, 201 pounds, around 200 pounds. And my doctor's like, yeah, he checks me up. He's like, yeah, everything looks good. He's like, your heart rate's a little low. My heart rate's always been low because I've played sports since I was like younger with my friends and competitively and stuff. And he's like, yeah, your resting heart rate's really low, but I'm not worried about it because it's always been that way. And he's like, but your BMI is high. And I was like, okay, like, well, what do you mean my BMI is high? He's like, well, he's like, you're class 2 obese at 200 pounds or class 1 obese. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, I have a full 6-pack, so like, how can I be? He's like, well, for your height, your age, you should weigh around 180 pounds. I'm like, dude, you've known me my entire life. I've played football, rugby. I haven't weighed 180 pounds since I was like in grade 8. And you think that I should be 180 pounds when I'm this lean? He's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so what's the problem if my BMI is high? Like what, when I'm clearly no visceral fat, no excess abdominal fat, like what is the concern? He's like, well, the more weight you have, the harder it is on your heart. I'm like, okay, well, you measured my heart. And not only is my heart good, you said it was low resting heart rate, so it's actually great physical condition, right? He's like, well, yeah, but that's not the point. Then what is the point? So I think people get lost in this thing where they're like, they believe their doctor tells them like, okay, you're this height, this age, you should weigh, just to manage the damage that does mentally to a person, right? Especially someone like a female, right? Who already has so much social pressure to look and be a certain size, feel a certain way, right? I feel the worst for 15, pretty easy. Yeah, I feel extensively for females, mainly in the fitness area. Like, as guys, we have pressure to obviously be like super ripped all year round and stuff like that, and that's not a real thing. Like, you can be fairly lean, but to be like shredded, ripped year round is not sustainable and not good for your health. But for women, I don't know where this pressure came from. Like, they're being sold this myth that men want them to be like stick thin and whatever. And I don't know where that comes from. Because I prefer like ladies to have a figure and whatever, right? What's funny? I'd love to hear. And I think most men, like most guys I know, yeah, prefer women not to be stick skinny and stuff like that. And I don't know. It just sucks that there's all this pressure on them, you know? Would love to hear what. That's funny. I'm just going to keep going with these landmine presses. I don't care about being ripped, especially as a natural. You're probably not going to be huge while being ripped. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, so my thing, well, this is my first time. You know, they say you can't really recomp, and I've always kind of disagreed with that. I think you can recomp. I think you got to give yourself a bit of a window. So for me, probably around 20 right now. Nice, man. 20 is a good healthy walking around body fat percentage. So I gained a bunch of weight as we had kids and stuff like that. I used to compete in my 20s. Got a job, all that stuff, had kids, career. I went up to 275, 276, I think was my heaviest. Out of shape, 276. And spent this last year losing weight. I dropped about 80 pounds. Competed in October at 197. I'd say sub 15% body fat. It's probably closer to 12. So probably more than I should have been on stage, but pretty good. Like, I'm happy with that. I'm 6'1". And yeah, so now in my recomp stage here, I've given myself a window of 205 to 215. I want to stay in between that window. And I've done that now for about 70 days straight. I'm still sitting at around 210. And my idea is I want to bring my leanness up to match. So I've found out my true maintenance calories, and I've been sticking to about 150 to 200 above that. Not really deviating, staying on my supplements. And yeah, so far so good. It seems like I'm gaining lean mass because even though my weight's gone up, my body fat percentage is still sticking around that 16, 17, 18 range. It hasn't really gone up or down. It kind of bounces levels between that 16 and 18. So if I can keep it there and see my weight kind of steadily crawl up by like points of a pound, I think I'm doing the right things. And then I'll start a cut again, probably around mid to late March. I'm still watching these silly cat videos that my daughter asked me to put on. It's pretty easy 12 there, but yeah. 5'7", okay. 170, 175, nice. So yeah, I like say a 5 to 10 pound window is like usually perfect. Like I find for clients and even myself, I find like that's a good window to recomp into. Like you feel good. It's not as stressful. I weigh myself less because I'm less worried about it. Like I only weigh myself now like every 2 weeks. And I do my measurements every 4 to 6. And trying to get to 180. Nice, man. Yeah, see, so I'm happy to calculate all your stuff for you if you want to see what it looks like. Do you track like your macros and stuff like that? But I find the two most important like times to really track is when you have a solid like weight gain goal and a solid weight loss goal. That's where you're gonna get the most out of tracking, right? So I just started my new hypertrophy program today. I just got it from my coach. So two more exercises left. No, need to start. Don't worry about it, man. It's if you're like a year into your journey, you're obviously doing fine with what you're doing. And like the main thing is don't beat yourself up about any of this. Like the only reason I ask these questions is to kind of help and put things in your head to hopefully like help you along the way. Because remember, like I don't even look that good for 20 years in the thing, right? Like I let myself go for probably 8 or so years of the 20, right? Where I was just like kind of plugging along, just trying to keep healthy and not really worried about my overall shape. So, but yeah, I think it's a good thing to do. I can give you some pointers on some apps and stuff. Like MyFitnessPal is a good place to start. It's free. I use an app called, if I wasn't streaming on my phone, I'd show you. I use an app called Macro Factor, Jeff Nippard's app. He's a Canadian boy and want to support. But it's really good. It's got like an AI function and stuff, and it's good. But I mean, like if you have a really solid goal and you'd be surprised. Like to me, the number one thing overall that you can do for your fitness is tracking your macros and making sure you get pretty consistent with your food intake. So I'm gonna start taking a little less rest here, but one more. Switching hands and legs. Oh God. Almost toppled myself. But yeah, it's a really good place to start. One more. Yeah, so I think the main reason is just to know you're getting enough protein more often than not and enough calories more often than not, especially if your goal is to gain lean mass. Because the biggest thing that prevents that is not taking in enough calories, not hitting your protein target when you're active and training intensely. All right. I'll do cable lateral raises here for the second last exercise. 3 working sets as well. What's that? He's awesome. Yeah. His code for the 2 weeks free? Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. I've been trying to get a code from them, but like the hard part is I don't have a big reach right now. But I tell everybody, like, so I'm in, I don't know if I mentioned my day job. I'm in finance and I see clients, and I have clients ask me all the time because they saw me lose 80 pounds over the last year, right? And I get the ask all the time, like, what did you do? And I tell them, like, the number one thing I did was I started getting 20 to 30 minutes worth of steps in the morning, and I tracked my macros. And I always tell them, they're like, the first question is, well, what do you use? What app? And I always tell them, like, I just use, honestly, this app, Macro Factor, and I have a bunch of guys using it already. But yeah, I wish I had my own code, man. I wish I could help you with that, but it's definitely worth it though. Definitely worth it. It's one of the better apps. I use MyFitnessPal forever. I used to, back in the day, to show you how old I am, I used to actually use the tracking on Excel sheets when I used to compete, but
There's the Cover My Leak cover up, or there's the Tampax dual protection system to help stop leaks.
yeah, it's nice. It's a good place to start because it's free, right? You're always gonna get the ad to try to sell you the premium and upgrade to premium and stuff like that, but you don't need to. And for the most part, it's pretty good. You can track, I'd say like a decent food scale. You can get a food scale at Walmart for like And they're all the same. You don't need a fancy one. Mine's like a $10 one from Walmart, and I've had it for years. But yeah, just yeah, I have like a stainless steel one from Walmart, and that way you can just be sure, weigh your food. The only main thing I can, like, tip I can give you is when you do weigh your meat and your pasta and your food and stuff like that, weigh uncooked, or make sure you search the cooked version, if that makes sense. So like a lot of people, they'll, like, I have my clients message me the other day because I gave them a dish with protein pasta in it. And he's like, oh, your mom's got one. Yes, you'll be good. And he was like, oh my God, like you told me 100 grams of like this protein pasta. It's like, that's like 950 calories. It's like half my, I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, did you weigh it cooked or did you weigh it like raw? And he's like, well, I weighed it cooked. And I'm like, okay, cooked is even less. I'm like, weigh the raw amount. And he weighed the raw amount. And he's like, oh, I can actually eat more than I was eating. And I'm like, yeah. So when you weigh the pasta, weigh that. Or when you're cooking like 200 grams of beef, you weigh the 200 grams of beef and then cook it. And then you'll get a true measure of your protein intake and stuff like that. Ooh, we're going to have to go a little lighter here. Shoulder's feeling a little sore even just picking that up. Try it this way. Yeah, it's pretty easy. So we will go back up to 20. That was pretty easy. Yeah, it's definitely really good. Yeah, so science-based lifting, I think it's kind of the way I feel about the world right now, and like the political landscape and stuff is like, a lot of stuff is great in theory, but you also have to make it practical, and it has to work in practice as well. So some of the science-based lifting, like when you see a guy with his arm in like a foam roller, he's doing like this kind of things. He's like, oh, it's the optimal thing for your front delt. Like, really? Because like over 100 years of guys building giant front delts and not one of them has ever done that exercise. And you think some random, like, you know, kin guy that's in school just found this like groundbreaking thing. It's unlikely. So yeah, I think there's a reason why time tested exercises work. And I think that there's a great, you know, you might be able to find biomechanical, like slight biomechanical differences in people where some of these science-based things might work marginally better, but I don't think that they're going to make enough of a difference to really alter the way we train anytime soon. It's like the Dr. Mike thing, right? The Dr. Mike thing about like the deepest stretch. Like, sure, that's accurate. That the deepest stretch, from the deepest stretch position, you're going to get more fiber recruitment, hence more hypertrophy, for sure. Yeah, 1 to 5% difference tops, maybe. Like that deep stretch thing, but I think you also add risk or potential risk. It's weighing the risks, right? Like you add that deep stretch thing, sure, but you add the potential of also rupturing a muscle if you're not able to do that properly, or you know you don't have the mindset to stop yourself when you're maybe going too heavy. You have a bit of an ego lifter in you, And same with these scientific things, right? Like, you seen that guy who had the straps all messed up for the proper like thing, and the bar slips out and smokes him in the face, and he's got this big giant welt. Like, is it worth that risk? Like, just hold the bar and press it down. You know what I mean? Like, you're not getting that much more recruitment on that exercise by having all those different straps and different angles and stuff just to whatever. Like, there's a really good attachment. You'll hear me talk about this when I'm doing my arm days. It's called Vulcan straps, but it basically achieves what that guy was trying to achieve with like 70 different straps just by being like a regular strap, right? That gives your hand freedom to kind of move within your biomechanical restraints, right? And without having to attach 70 different straps and have the bar smoke you in the face, right? Yeah, exactly. Everybody did, man. Like, oh man, if I can tell you, I remember the days I used to squat, like strap on like 4 plates and squat the worst squat depth, and knee bends wasn't even a squat. You get like this far, and then your body's like shaking the whole way, and then you just rack it up and you're like, yeah, like all fired up. Like the dumbest thing in the world, but I think we all do it, and then you mature, right? That's heavy. And drop down to the 10s. I'm gonna finish off a bit of a giant set here for the last one. Oh my God. Burning like crazy. Yeah, man, it was great talking with you too. Again, I appreciate the support, brother. I'm glad you're a part of the community, and anything I can help with, again, and hit me up on my DM and I will talk you through anything you need. If you have any questions, any support I can give you, any like setup stuff, questions around tracking, even mental health stuff, if you're going through something, like, I'm around. So please, I appreciate you being here, sending lots of love. And I hope you are successful in all the things you're trying to do with your journey this year, man. All right. We're going to move on to some face pulls here. Last exercise of the day. Catch you next time, brother. Yeah, for sure. Shoulders already feel like pretty toasty. We got leg day tomorrow, so. All right. Recording our last little bit here. All right, finishing up with some face pulls here. Trying to get a little higher rep here if we can. So we're gonna drop to the 90. Checking my output so far. That's pretty good. We're almost closed every ring. Ooh, so 90 at 20. It's pretty good weight. We'll go 100 one more, see how much we can do. But all in all, pretty good. I'll take it. I go down in likes. That's interesting. But yeah, all in all, pretty good. All right, last set here. Finishing up.
Incoming dishes. Power wash flies to 99% grease and grime in half the time. And absorbs grease 5 times faster. Even replaces
Toast. So yeah, that's the upper body day. All in all, pretty good. I'll take it. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. Lots of love. If you guys can subscribe, follow along with anything I'm doing. Lots of love, and I hope we'll see you again soon.